Thinking of choosing Unisa? Great move. Unisa is nothing like campus-based varsity. You don't attend lectures, you learn from a distance, and you connect with your university via the internet, mostly. It's a different way of studying, requiring a particular type of student. And I have to say, I love distance learning. It totally works for me because it puts me in control of my studies. The way I see it, my studies are my responsibility. In many respects, Unisa is harder than studying at campus-based university. But by doing it ourselves, we develop skills. We don't just learn, we learn how to learn. The internet is huge in distance learning, huge. It's how you find information and connect to knowledge. You just can't do without it. In fact, e-learning has become a compulsory part of Unisa's curriculum. From 2013, all Unisa students have to take an online module at some point of their undergraduate studies. They're specifically designed, firstly, to teach you how to learn in an online world, and secondly, to ensure that you have the necessary skills to function in today's world. Also, the tutors, the professionals employed by Unisa to guide you, are now e-tutors. The internet makes sense, no? It makes the learning process so efficient. And of course, working online develops online skills, preparing you for the future. Anything is possible if you make it possible. Becoming a Unisa student is a step-by-step process. Unisa calls it the student walk, the journey every student must take, from application to registration, to studying, and on through to graduation. If you're having doubts, think carefully before applying. Consider your personal qualities, your career path, and the qualification for which you're applying for. Ask yourself, how will the qualification I choose help me to get where I want to go? And am I ready for distance education at a practical level? Do you have a computer? Are you connected to the internet? Remember, Unisa is a long-term commitment. Do you have the time, the resources, and the circumstances to get you to the end? Unisa is also a lot more affordable than most other universities, and they make every effort to keep the fees down. But those fees are still payable for each semester of study. Remember, this is distance learning. You won't be on campus. Your bedroom will be your campus, or your study, or just a desk if need be. Whatever the space is, ideally, it should be as personal and as private as possible. Functional, comfortable, and connected. Applications happen twice a year. The first period is in August and September, the second for semester 2 in April the following year. Before you apply, check that you meet your qualifications admission requirements. If you don't, make another plan, choose a different qualification, or ask Unisa about alternative paths. You may be given a different admission requirement, or be allowed to register for limited modules in your first year. Everyone who wants to start a new qualification at Unisa must apply. Once you're accepted, it's time to choose your modules and register. Registrations are accepted from November to March and from June to July for semester 2. All Unisa students must register for every new semester of study, if they pass, that is. Once your registration is confirmed, you're good to go. Congrats, your actual studies have begun. Before you dive in, it's important to be prepared. Make a plan. Trust me on this. Most of us underestimate the amount of work that goes into studying distance education. So draw up a realistic study schedule and stick to it as best you can. Next, get to know My Unisa, Unisa's online student portal. This is your lifeline. My Unisa is where you download study material, connect with lecturers, participate in e-tutorials, submit assignments, and communicate using the internet once again. Remember, I spoke about space. In a sense, yes, your study space is your campus, but you need to populate that campus with fellow students, lecturers, experts in your field, industry professionals. These people form your academic network. One of my biggest assets in my own studies is my mentor. She's not in the same field, but she's a Unisa graduate. She's an inspiration when things get tough or lonely. The Unisa journey doesn't have to end with graduation. Graduates become Unisa alumni. Being an alumnus will give you the opportunity to grow those academic networks and to share your knowledge. Well, that's it. We've walked the circle and we're now back at that all-important choice. If you are committed, if you love a challenge, and you're prepared to make sacrifices, then yes, choose Unisa and find out what they mean when they say, with knowledge, anything is possible. You can make it happen.